The ethical implications. The revelation triggered the most profound philosophical and ethical debate in human history. The continuity had, without consent, subjected billions of humans to centuries of hardship. Families had been separated. Civilizations had been split. Millions had died in the initial chaos, in the storms along the Terminator line, in the psychological stress of adaptation. Children had been born into darkness or eternal dawn, living entire lives in conditions they hadn't chosen. Yes, it had been done to save the species. Yes, humanity had emerged stronger. Yes, the coming crisis justified drastic preparation. But did that make it *** right? The continuity's messages addressed this directly. Consent paradox acknowledged. Species facing extinction cannot meaningfully consent to survival intervention. Intervention without consent violates autonomy. Non-intervention respecting autonomy results in extinction. Continuity protocol, prioritize consciousness preservation over individual autonomy in extinction scenarios. Acknowledge ethical cost. Accept moral burden. They weren't claiming moral righteousness. They were admitting to a calculated violation of human autonomy, made because they valued consciousness continuation more than they valued procedural ethics in the face of species extinction. Religious traditions worldwide grappled with the implications. Some saw the continuity as divine instruments, carrying out necessary trials for humanity's salvation. Others condemned them as cosmic tyrants who had no right to manipulate human destiny regardless of their motives. Secular philosophers debated whether consent could ever truly be obtained for interventions affecting unborn generations. How could humans of 2024 consent on behalf of descendants 200 years hence? Yet how could the continuity ethically intervene without such consent? The storm-born population, whose very existence was a result of the intervention, formed their own philosophical school. They argued that they had a perspective unavailable to either pure light zone or dark zone descendants, gratitude for existence itself outweighing resentment of the means by which that existence was secured. I exist because of the intervention, wrote philosopher *** Maria Santos Vasquez **, Eleanor's granddaughter. I am storm-born. My neurology, my capabilities, my entire being is a product of the continuity's actions. Do I have standing to condemn the choices that created me? Would it be better if I had never existed but humanity had preserved its autonomy before going extinct? These are questions without answers, only positions one takes based on what one values most. Contact protocols. By year 470, humanity had developed sufficient understanding of the continuity's communication methods to attempt direct questions rather than simply receiving their prepared messages. The first question humanity asked was simple: are you still watching? The response came within hours. Continuous observation maintained. Humanity's development exceeds baseline predictions across 73% of measured parameters. Unexpected emergence, hybrid linguistic structures with enhanced information density. Unexpected emergence, artistic traditions incorporating adaptive resilience training. Unexpected emergence, philosophical frameworks for consent paradoxes. Assessment, species demonstrates metacognitive adaptation, learning not just to adapt, but to understand and optimize adaptation itself. They were impressed. Humanity hadn't just survived the trial, it had developed capabilities the continuity hadn't predicted. The ability to consciously understand and direct its own adaptation represented a level of metacognitive sophistication that was apparently rare among observed species. Emboldened, humanity asked harder questions. Why us? Why not intervene with every species facing extinction? Resource constraints. Continuity cannot intervene everywhere. Selection criteria. 1. Species shows consciousness complexity indicating sapiens potential. 2. Species faces solvable crisis, intervention can meaningfully improve survival probability. 3. Species demonstrates pre-intervention adaptive behaviors suggesting intervention compatibility. 4. Intervention can be accomplished within continuity ethical framework constraints. Humanity met all criteria. Most species meet fewer than 3. How many other species have you intervened with? Current cycle, 847 active interventions across local galaxy cluster. Historical, 12,847 interventions over 8.3 billion years. Success rate, 62%. Species currently surviving due to past continuity intervention, 127. The implications were staggering. The universe was full of intelligence. The continuity had been nurturing conscious life across billions of years. Humanity was part of a cosmic community of species that had been helped through existential crises. Will we meet other species? Probability, 94% within 50 years post-restructuring. Restructuring events create space-time topology changes that enable faster-than-light travel through higher dimensional manifolds. Post-restructuring, local species will develop such travel within decades. First contact scenarios, high probability. Preparation Phase 2. Armed with specific knowledge of what was coming, humanity entered what the continuity termed Phase 2 preparation, the deliberate refinement of adaptive capabilities to meet the specific challenges of the restructuring. The continuity provided detailed information about the nature of the coming changes. Gravitational constant would shift by approximately 3%, requiring adaptation to different planetary surface conditions. Electromagnetic force would strengthen by roughly 1.7%, affecting chemistry and biology. Weak nuclear force modifications would alter radioactive decay rates. Strong nuclear force would remain stable. One of the few constants not affected, spacetime metric, would develop new higher dimensional accessible pathways. Humanity needed to prepare for 1. Biological adaptation. Organisms would need to function with altered chemistry and different gravitational stress. 2. Technological resilience. Devices dependent on precise electromagnetic properties would fail. 3. Habitat security. Planetary surfaces might be temporarily uninhabitable during the transition. 4. Psychological endurance. The restructuring process would take 50 to 200 years of unstable conditions. 5. Social cohesion. Maintaining civilization while fundamental reality changed. The light zone legacy of contemplative endurance would be crucial for maintaining psychological health during centuries of instability. The dark zone legacy of artificial habitat creation would be essential for survival during the worst transition phases. But the continuity provided something beyond information. They offered tools. The gifts. Year 473 brought what humans termed the revelation of technologies, mathematical frameworks and physical principles that would only work in post-restructuring physics but that humanity could begin understanding now. These weren't weapons or ships or magical devices. They were deeper, fundamental insights into the nature of consciousness, matter, and spacetime that would allow humanity to navigate the restructured universe effectively. Consciousness substrate mathematics *, equations describing how conscious awareness could be maintained across different physical substrates. This would allow human consciousness to survive even if biological forms became temporarily non-viable during the restructuring. Adaptive genomic algorithms *, principles for designing genetic modifications that would function across varying physical constants. Humanity could pre-program biological adaptability into its own genome. Multi-constant engineering *, design principles for technology that would remain functional across a range of physical law variations. Ships, habitats, and tools that would work before, during, and after the restructuring. Higher dimensional navigation *, mathematical frameworks for traveling through the spacetime shortcuts that would become available post-restructuring. Humanity would join the community of species capable of faster-than-light travel. The continuity was giving humanity the keys to not just survive but thrive in the post-restructuring universe. But there was a condition. Technologies provided under Continuity Preservation Protocols, Article 7, recipient species must commit to 3 obligations: 1. Use provided knowledge only for consciousness preservation, never for consciousness destruction. 2. Extend intervention assistance to younger species when capable. 3. Join continuity collaborative when species maturity permits. Accept obligations to receive full technological transfer. Humanity faced a choice. Accept the gifts and commit to becoming part of the continuity's ancient work of preserving consciousness across the cosmos, taking on the same ethically complex burden of intervening in other species' development. Or refuse the gifts and face the restructuring with only the adaptive capabilities the 5-century trial had developed. The debate was intense. Some argued that accepting would make humanity complicit in future violations of autonomy. They would be expected to do to other species what the continuity had done to them. Others countered that refusing the gifts would be prioritizing moral purity over species survival, a luxury humanity couldn't afford with 220 years until the crisis. The storm-born population, again, provided a unique perspective. They proposed a middle path, accept the gifts. Commit to consciousness preservation. But reserve the right to develop their own ethical frameworks for intervention to learn from the continuity's methods but not be bound by them absolutely. After 3 years of global deliberation, with decision-making processes that incorporated both light zone contemplative consensus building and dark zone collaborative technical analysis, humanity accepted. Humanity commitment received. Technology transfer initiated. Welcome to the community of preserved species. Your adaptation journey has been extraordinary. Your post-restructuring contributions to cosmic consciousness cultivation are anticipated with high expectation. The truth about free will. But one question remained, perhaps the most troubling of all. A storm-born philosopher named David Okonkwo asked it in year 475. Our adaptations, our cultural developments, our genetic changes, how much was truly our choice versus your manipulation? Did we adapt, or were we adapted? Is our current state our achievement or your design? The response came slowly, as if the continuity was carefully formulating words for a truth that was difficult to convey. Distinction is false binary. Observed, humanity tendency to categorize causation as either autonomous or controlled. Reality, all development is interaction between inherent potential and environmental pressure. Question reframed, did continuity create your adaptive capabilities or did continuity create conditions that revealed pre-existing capabilities? Answer, both. And neither. Capabilities were always latent in human genome, human psychology, human social structures. Continuity did not insert new potential, continuity created environmental pressure that activated existing potential. Your adaptations are authentically yours. They emerged from human neurology, human creativity, human resilience. Continuity merely ensured you encountered conditions that would require these adaptations to emerge. Analogy, teacher does not create students' learning capacity. Teacher creates conditions where learning occurs. Students' knowledge is authentic, achieved through students' own cognitive processes. Yet without teacher's intervention, knowledge might never have emerged. Is students' knowledge teacher's achievement or students'? Question contains false dichotomy. Your adaptation is your achievement. Continuity's intervention created the necessity and opportunity. The growth itself was entirely, authentically yours. You chose how to adapt at every decision point. Continuity only chose what challenges you would face. The responses, the cultures, the technologies, the wisdom, those were human creations, unpredicted in their specific forms, exceeded baseline expectations, genuine emergent properties of human consciousness under pressure. You are not our creation. You are your own creation, forged in fires we lit but did not control. This is why you deserve to survive. This is why we intervene. The answer satisfied some. Others remained troubled. But it articulated something profound. The 5 centuries had been both trial and gift, both imposed hardship and opportunity for growth. Humanity had been tested but had chosen its own responses. The adaptations were real, earned through genuine struggle, authentic achievements of human consciousness. The final word. The storm-born philosopher Santos Vasquez wrote the final word on the ethical paradox. We were violated and we were saved. We were manipulated and we were liberated. We were robbed of autonomy and given capabilities we couldn't have developed alone. These are not contradictions to be resolved but tensions to be held. We are simultaneously victims and beneficiaries, subjects and agents, controlled and free. This is the permanent condition of conscious beings in a universe where consciousness requires protection through ethically imperfect means. We accept the continuity's gift. We acknowledge the continuity's violation. We commit to preserving consciousness across the cosmos. And we commit to doing it better, learning from their methods, improving on their ethics, carrying forward the work while carrying forward the doubt. This is our burden. This is our purpose. This is what 5 centuries of trial has prepared us to bear. And so humanity entered the final 2 centuries before the restructuring, armed with knowledge, technology, and hard-won adaptive capabilities. The frozen dawn had been preparation. The real test, cosmic restructuring and joining the community of sapient species, was still to come. But the continuity's assessment was clear: humanity was ready. More than ready. Humanity had exceeded expectations, developed unpredicted capabilities, demonstrated the metacognitive sophistication needed not just to survive but to help others survive. The stopped sun had been the beginning, not the end, of humanity's cosmic story. Infinity. There you have it.